What's going down, everyone? Looking for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? Well, guess what? Marvel's Avengers just got a major update, and if you're not already subscribed, you should be web slinging in and hitting that notification bell. Get ready for the news. We've got a lot to talk about. The recap and Klaus raid, Spider-Man's war table, ODPG data to be rolling out now. So you should have about 10 gigabytes on most last-gen consoles, and then about a rough half that size for most of the newer generations. So get ready and clear out that storage. We'll have these articles drip down below to soak in all the juicy details of this raid. So let it be cool. System updates come into some very cool stuff. Now you can get some power levels from 150 to 175. Feel the power course through your veins. Yes. You'll be seeing some other stuff for as far as which you can majorly go into the object. Also get some power levels and full boost from 150. Yes. 160. Get an extra 10. Yes. Tons of stuff. Shipments. And yes, one of the most important things. Definitely sign up to this channel. Join. There's even Square Enix is saying, yeah, web sling it. But we can see a lot of cooler stuff as we get past this. Peter Parker's going to be joining the team inside of the Marvel's exclusivity. Yes, this is going to be one for the definitely history books inside of this portion of installments of DLCs. We already got Black Panther, which was amazing, and now we're looking towards the Spidey sense of seeing different challenges and themes. But let's look at the juicy details of what the actual patches are. Is now Max web slings into the scene. As we can see, we already have the raid over there, and Spidey gusted up in the very beginning of it. He had to run off to a nice little raid. Who would have knew? NYC's finest always up to something. But as that Spidey runs off into the DLC, as you should be warming up your nice little coat of a cozy for your controller, because that's going to be where your warm hand's going to be sitting for the majority of the time playing this nice DLC. So, with that being said, for as far as where you're going to be glued to for probably the next good few days as you get down to the raid function, there's going to be power level increases as talked before, gear inside of the rework. As you can see, where the power levels of 100 and of the epic rarity can be upgraded, utilizing the power level gear and infusing that to get a portion and the potential stats that will lower the power level, so you can even get a little bit better and work it up a little bit more. So this should hopefully have a nice little grind function. Leave a comment down below of what you would like to see in future functions. As you can see, there is a resource rework. You can see the major portion for the upgrade of the gears inside of the minor artifacts and fragments, and the upgrade modules and the major artifacts now require a mix of the fragments inside of the polychron. Also, on top of that, the resources and the caps have been raised. You can see, if we talked about before, there's tons of stuff that's going to be going into that for the gear rework. Again, specifics will be down there for as far as what we need to take a look at. As this comes decadent, and they've been talking about it for a good second for the last month. They've been, hey, get ready. Look at our freaking roadmap. A lot of cool stuff's going to be coming for the resources, and the breakdown of the gear is going to be happening. And all these articles will be linked down below so you can digest that. This is the general understanding of what this epic freaking install is here. And it definitely lets you know that you have to install it. Like, it's like going to be parked, and we're going to do that at the end of the video, so very much stay tuned. As you can see, that there's going to be a quality of life install happening inside of there, past the portion of where you can see the upgrades can now upgrade into a same slot, so that way you don't have to work around a whole bunch of gear. But take a look at this. We'll take a look at other things as we digest the highlights of Omega Gear rewards shipments inside of the Cosmic Vendors and Spider-Man for PlayStation 4 and 5. One of the bigger portions which I think a lot of people are more excited about. As you can see inside of this, for as far as the removed inside of the invincible collision and the barrier inside of the armor chase, you can see that there is some cosmic cube rooms for as far as beating the odds. Inside of the champions no longer continuously jump off the cliff when trying to access these certain platforms. Who would have knew? They were so death-defying. Go! Evil Knievel. On top of that, for as far as beating the odds, you can see out of the checkpoints that enemies no longer attack before even spawning, which is cheap, kind of really unfair. Fixed a crash while occurring inside of the return, inside of the anthill, inside of the break your out mission. So you also have a situation of the no longer into the infinite loading screen, which was always driving people nuts inside of the Golden Gate Bridge, inside of the Switch and the Xbox
in Windows 10 version. Apparently Windows 11, either no one's playing it or it's just running smooth. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you have to show, especially for my tech community that stays in tune. On top of that, for as far as the black screens no longer appearing on top of the mayhem over Manhattan, and Mrs. Marvel can properly reach the button instead of the Inhuman portions when coming down to the structure and the third object. Fix the various crashes on Xbox and Windows Series 10, which seems to be the platform more than likely it's running off of. Multiplayer inside of the matchmaking also comes down to some crashes that were fixed for as far as the strike team players and standing around. For as far as Xana and other strike teams goes into the portion of the war table that no longer blacks out for as far as what you want to get down to the mission. The social tab comes down to the portion of strike teams, and you can see that the Xbox and PC version also gets a 3-strike team inside of there for as far as the matchmaking. Arts and Animations gets a nice overhaul, especially for the Black Panther. For no outfit clippings, you also see that the waist combat takedowns inside of there for the Crawler and Iron Man and the Hulk Buster animation is very correct now. The Cosmic Glow outfit inside of there works well. You have the Federation outfit no longer clipping. Also on top of that, Iron Man's laser attacks come into better looks, as well as the text now finally coming through for as far as visibility. So just know that it was a Flyboy issue apparently. On top of that, for as far as Marvel Studios Iron Man 2 outfit, which was pretty sweet, and Black Panther's face no longer comes down to the portion when his mask in his exile. So for as far as where it comes down to the heavy crown outfit in certain cutscenes. On top of that, for as far as Thor, it comes down to some fixes for when you're coming into the hammer spin. UI fixes come down to the next fix. And it's decadent. Oh my gosh. Windows 11 finally joins it at 4K. As you can see, some crashes coming down from the dynamic resolution. On top of that, we have marketplace issues. You have Supernatural Avengers inside of the nameplate 2. Also crashes when she occurs inside of Iron Man in the fully loaded Bulletin Marketplace high contrast mode, going AWOL for as far as the skipping portion. You have the dagger increasing the status for as far as the damage, and you have Mega Hive for as far as where you can see it comes down to the roster and no more. UI is definitely getting a little bit better. Xbox and Windows PC comes down to a situation for transfer unlocks now having for the cosmetics being correct. Takedowns inside of the visibility of Black Panther and performing inside of the Dreadbot. The Codex Manhattan evacuation zone also comes down to some proper unlocks, as well as the fixes in the retroactive players. Already unlocked the entireties. Don't need to unlock them again, which is pretty sweet. Thor and the overcharge in the meter. And the color scheme is instead of purple. No, it's very well collect because it's got that blue. And now you can also see some situations for the bands and the auxiliary for as far as where you can see the perk coming down to the status buildup instead of the status damage that improves the clarity of the perk. On top of that, for as far as the percentage in the hero and the charge rate, the willpower on the regen rate, critical damage now displays over the proper values in a nice clarity. Various subtitles and location fixes, which brings us down to a nice portion of combat. As you can see, Iron Man and Jarvis now correctly have some pretty cool stuff, and sound and sound effects. Yes, it's nice when you get down to that for as far as claw right off the bat, and where you can see a ton of stuff that comes down to where we have power surges and where the gear and rewards. This is pretty sweet. Take a look at this. I'm going to skim over this because this is a ton of work where you can see where we're getting a lot more perks and stabilities for a lot of our heroes, and almost everyone makes the list. It's pretty good. Honestly, hopefully this is the quality of life what a lot of people are looking from where we've added so many characters. I mean, this roster continues to grow, and this game definitely has done a No Man's Sky, in my opinion, where Hello Games made a game that was a little bit more harder to digest, a lump of coal, in my opinion, but now they're making it a diamond, and now we have some known issues and workarounds. So yes, if you are still stuck out there, take a look at this list. I do think that this is very interesting, that the almost ready Spider-Man emote is now one of the ones where you have to have an actual workaround. But that's pretty much it, everyone. So if you are newer to the news channel of MacGyver 7th, my name is Mac. You're at the MacGyver 7th channel. You should totally subscribe. It's absolutely free. Apparently, I'm always mopping up the tail end of the news that Spiderman starts and can't finish this. But, you know, he's saving lives. Everyone gets one. I was his one today. You know, I was on my little vacay, but I came in to save the day. But who knows? I will see you guys and gals in the near future if you slam that subscription button and accompany it with the notification bell. And who knows, if you do, maybe Spidey will just show up next to your freaking next challenging situation and help you ignite the passion. I don't know. You'll just have to subscribe to find out. Or leave a comment. Did Spidey show up? What did he do? Who knows? The plot thickens. But for most people, get excited for more future content that Marvel's going to be rolling out. They still have a nice, solid roadmap that they're continuously polishing out, and I think it's amazing. There's also some more quality of life works that's probably going to be coming to Spider-Man's Marvel. They're getting more costumes pretty soon, apparently. So it's a good time to be playing the Marvel Universe. And yes, apparently that's the one thing that Sony is just wrecking. Good job, Sony. Bones. You're more than likely to, you know, not gonna watch this, but if you do, send me a PlayStation 5 so I can raffle it out to some people, because, you know, then no one has to freaking, you know, bot their way trying to get the shit. This is way too long. I'm out.